All right.
Do you need a minute to look over his?
I'm fucking ready. I'm okay.
What does your wife think when you come upstairs and or downstairs? I don't know where you are in your house.
She's used to it. You ever just like be in your house and like just to mess with your spouse, you go,
Nope.
Mega Dads Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Mega Dads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
I will say, yesterday I got upset. So I have like a.
Hold on, she's actually calling. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I said I'm okay. Cut this out.
No, this is going in. Tell her she's officially made the show. So I have, like, I think a lot of middle-aged.
I'm okay. I'm okay, baby. I was just screaming.
You're a disgrace. You're never gonna do that again.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it more.
You're in so much trouble.
You don't know me at all.
So much trouble.
Yeah, no, I got in trouble for screaming. All right, go.
Can I talk about my thing now? Can I talk about my? Can I put the? Let's put the spotlight back on Big Daddy.
Yeah.
I have a special pair of pajama pants, pajama shorts. Sorry, pajama shorts. They are like sweat shorts, kind of like what you wore the other episode.
Sweat shorts.
They got a little elastic band, stretchy shorts.
Sure. Yeah, stretchy shorts. Very comfortable.
Very comfortable. 30-year-old shorts. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. These are my shorts, right? I think
everybody has
the old shorts.
Yeah.
So I wear those when it gets summertime, and then I go to work before anybody gets up, and so when I take my shower, I throw all my laundry on the bathroom floor. That's where it fucking goes because I'm a man, and then I go to work. And every day my wife picks up my dirty laundry and throws it in the hamper because apparently that's like what you're supposed to do. But so I go to put on my shorts last night. They're not on the bathroom floor. So I go and root through the hamper. And like somebody must have thrown a washcloth or a wet towel on top of them. So all of a sudden now my shorts are wet.
Yeah, and you put them right on.
No, I can't do that because then like I've got like a moist thigh, a moist upper thigh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I just come walking out of the bedroom and I'm like, guess what, family? Dad's going to be in his underwear for the rest of the night. So like
because you don't have shorts.
Yeah, I've got other options, but no, those are my shorts.
Yeah.
So I'm
make a statement.
I'm that dad now, walking around in my underwear. Yeah. And there comes a knock on the front door. Knock, knock, knock.
No.
And
no, you did not.
I didn't. No, I'm like, somebody else deal with that because I'm in my undies, right?
Right.
And it's my daughter's neighbor friend. Somebody who lives in the cul-de-sac. They always get together and they play. And she's like, can I play, Dad? And I'm like, yeah, you can play. All of a sudden, neighbor girl's coming in the house. And I'm like, get the hell out of our house. And she's like, why can't we play inside? And Elliot's like, because Dad said no. And so they go outside and he looks at me and he's like, I didn't tell them you were in your underwear.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Dad's in the
nude.
Like,
I appreciate that. I can't be that dad. Did your dad walk around in his underwear?
Like if it's like an early morning thing and it's like, just waking up and, he had happened to be walking around. Yeah, like I guess, but not on the regular, not where like you're sitting at breakfast and you're just like chest naked with some like tighty whities on, eating your eggs, staring at him in all of his glory. Like, no, I
don't have a lot of memories of my dad before he left us, but one image that is burned forever in my mind is his fat ass just lounging around in his fucking white ass underwear.
Ouch.
Every night. And it's just like, why would you do that to your kids? I'm at least wearing boxers, right? And a t-shirt.
Exactly.
He was like,
you want to be covered.
No shirt, tighty whities, big fucking barrel gut.
Just like rolling.
You can't
around,
forget that. I'm
sweating.
I'm a fucking 44-year-old man, and I will never forget that image until the day I die.
It's traumatizing. Yeah. I hear you. So my daughter has started to read a lot more, Adam.
Yeah.
All right. So we're in the car and she says, "Oh, Party City."
Oh, no.
Because she's reading the sign. And, you know, those are very two exciting words put together for a child. If she doesn't know what it is, but she's
parties?
like, Party City, we have to go. And she's just getting really advanced and she could read quite a bit. So I'm reading like these books now that are not children, like not
Porn.
like, oh, the three bears went to the castle and like they, you know, whatever, they had a good time and ate porridge. Like it's not that. Now this book is about the life cycle of the butterfly. So I'm reading and it's like, oh, a caterpillar goes into a pupa, which then becomes a, you know, cocoon thing that goes into a butterfly. And we're reading the pages.
Oh, you're reading to her.
Yeah,
I thought
I'm reading.
You were
She's
talking
like,
about,
read me this book.
I thought you were just talking about shit you would read. I'm like,
no, she's like, let me read this book. And it's cartoon,
Yeah.
you know, it's like hand painted, hand drawn. I'm like, okay, so she's this advanced. She's like, I want to know all the facts about the butterfly. And we're going through the book. And I turn the page and it says, when the male butterfly and the female butterfly eat the same nectar from the same flowers, and then they start to mate. And then they lay eggs. And then my daughter's like, what is mate? What is mating? And she sees the picture. And Adam, this picture, the two butterflies are touching butts.
is that how they get down?
And, well, I learned something, as well as you're going to learn something, that yes, butterflies touch butts. And she's like, why are they touching butts? And I said, when a male and female butterfly love each other very much, they kiss and then they make babies.
You didn't tell her that they butt fuck.
This picture was so traumatizing, Adam, of these butterflies touching butts. I was like shocked, like, because I'm reading and the word mating like came up too fast for my brain to process. I'm like, so then I just started to kind of read the next sentence, hoping she would just gloss over it. Nope, she goes straight. What's mating? Why are these things touching butts? And when your daughter asks you like why two animals are screwing in front of you in the page, you don't know what to say. What would you have said?
Well, I'm just like immediately like, is that why they're called butterflies? Because the butts. Butterfly. Butt. Butterfly. Is that why? Butterfly. Butt. Making that butter. Making that sweet butter.
Your mind, like, what's in that?
Not a lot. Not a lot. So is a butterfly's dick in its butt? And then do they put their dick butt in the other one's butt?
They were touching tips of their butts, and I don't
Tips
know.
of butt?
It
Whoa.
wasn't.
What's the tip of a butt?
Yeah, well, because it's like a shape, like a oval,
Like
like,
an
a very
acorn.
thin oval, you know, like an abdomen-ish
Okay.
shape. So I don't know. How did this go for you? Like, do you remember a time when your kids were like, "Dad, what's going on? Why is that dog on top of that other dog?"
No,
like,
we were watching Porky's, and it's time to look.
Don't read your kids'
It's
books.
it's
All
time
right.
to look into Mabel's mailbag. Mabel, how did this go for you and your kids? Yeah. Oh, that's
Ew.
you shouldn't let them watch. We got some community questions from our Megadads Discord. Antonio, tell everybody about the Megadads Discord and all kinds of fun shit that we do on there.
We chat about games. We make friends. We lift up each other when the other one is down. Join the Megadads Discord. It's free for everybody. It's a great community, and we have all the laughs. So please come and join us. You can find a link, I believe, on the YouTube. We have one. Every video that we post on YouTube has a join us in the Discord link that should be active as of right now. So you can jump in and have fun with us. Please.
I
join.
love how that was like a glowing, uplifting, so much fun. And then there was like a kernel of truth in there. How it's like sometimes we get sad and we help each other.
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets a little down. Everybody has those stories where you're just, reading to your kid and you get traumatized
Yeah.
because you see them touching
I can't
butts,
wait to have this
and you want
conversation on the Discord. Honestly, I think we're going to get
you
some
need to work it out.
very
Yeah.
unique responses here.
Good feedback.
So our community put some questions in Mabel's bag, and we're just going to reach in and yank those suckers out. Spokes wants to know, and this is just an absolute mind bender right here. Very difficult. Give us Adam's top 3 PlayStation exclusives of all time and Antonio's top 3 Xbox exclusives of all time. This is hard. And
It's not.
this is harder for me than it is for Antonio, apparently. Will you go
Yeah.
first then? Show me how it's done.
Absolutely.
Big boy.
We're gonna go with the low-hanging fruit right off the bat. And Halo, I remember the first time I played Halo 2 online multiplayer. I was coming up a ramp and I had my 2 guns out and I was like firing at someone, and then they had the high ground. They came out and then they jumped like over my head, and I had to like twist and try to like nail more shots before my guns ran out than they did. And I had overskilled them and killed them, and I had this rush because I was playing online for one of the first times in a competitive shooter. And I was like, I outplayed that person in this little like combat encounter, and it was a rush. Halo 2, Halo 3, of course the original. Like, this is the bread and butter of what Xbox was. They had an amazing franchise, and then they fucked it up. It's still a good game. Like Halo Infinite right now, in the hands of 343, it is still good. It had a super rocky launch, but it seems to have lost the zeitgeist. But back in the day, Halo was it was like Grand Theft Auto. It was like Mario.
Yeah.
It was like Halo for a time was the bread and butter, a tentpole of the Xbox. And now it's kind of taken the back burner. We didn't see a lick of Halo during the latest Xbox game showcase. Nothing about an update, nothing about what the future. It's like, okay, we have to figure this franchise out. But one day I hope, and I believe that they will, get back to the roots and the magic of Halo, and that arena shooters have a place in Xbox, hopefully in the future.
All right, that's Halo. What else you got?
Number 2, it's got to be Forza. Now, Forza Horizon in particular, to me, again, a tentpole of Xbox, an exclusive thing, achieves something in that people who aren't necessarily the biggest racing game fans can have this open world, awesome showcase of the power, the graphical horsepower of their system, and it just blows people away. If you ever played the beginning of Forza Horizon 3 or 4, and you just are amazed, you see exactly what these systems can do, how beautifully stunning in fast frame rate with all of everything
Gorgeous.
rushing by you on the road. Absolutely gorgeous and fun. Importantly, these Horizon games make racing fun like other games do not. And importantly, when you talk about racing, you have a couple like Sims, you have like the Dirt series, you have others, and then you have the fun arcadey mix of like Forza Horizon. They still have the Forza Motorsport, yes, but importantly, I think it elevates it as an exclusive above PlayStation because, yeah, you got Gran Turismo. Congratulations, you can keep it. It seems boring to me, and they don't have an equivalent on PlayStation anymore. They used to. What was it? Motor Storm?
Oh, geez.
Bring that back on PlayStation.
That would be cool. I'd be down for that.
I don't know where it went. What happened?
I don't know that that's an
Anyway.
equivalent. That was like a Mad Max post-apocalyptic desert kind of thing, but it was cool. I like that. I'd be down for that.
Absolutely. I think many people would. The last one has to be Gears of War, and for the reason being that I think Xbox had a reputation of these multiplayer bombastic action games in the past that they've kind of lost out on. You can see in the Gears of War E-Day that premiered at the Xbox Game Showcase that people are clamoring to go back to the roots of what made those games great. And I don't think, again, there is an equivalent on PlayStation, on Nintendo, where you're going to get this like gritty, violent, fast-paced action
Explosive,
shooter.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and it's beautiful. Oh, I love the destroyed, like, used to be beautiful, but now is still beautiful, but in the post-apocalyptic war zone, like, set pieces. Everything is big and meaty and like Roman almost, and it's just so much action and over the top brutality. And you kind of get a little hint of like some Doomish type in there. And then you got the strategy because we're all working together in our crew. And then when you start the game, you're just like, road running, like let's get in there, like all of us, like running into the battle, and it just pops off, chainsaw, just cutting you in half. Come on, man, we can't get better than that. I don't think that there's an equivalent on any other system with that feeling. So I would say those are the top.
Very good. You took a slightly different approach than me. You picked franchises, and I picked like actual installments. So I'm gonna go through my game.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's fine. It doesn't specify one way or the other. But I picked specific games. So my number 3, I picked Uncharted 4. Uncharted is one of my favorite franchises on PlayStation. I think 4 was the peak. Hopefully not the end, although they said it was the end. I still think there's hope that they'll bring it back. They got to bring it back.
Yeah, Golden Goose.
Just unbelievable set piece moments. Like, this is a game that thrives in its set piece action moments, swinging from the crane as the cars go over the overpass and you're breaking through shit. There's just all sorts of great moments in that franchise, and Uncharted 4 really married that action cinematic experience with real great character development. That's certainly the shortcoming of the first 3 games, is while they were great characters, they didn't really evolve, right? Nate was funny and Sully was a great foil, but like, this game really raised the stakes in who he was as a person that I just loved. I thought it was a great crescendo to that series. My number 2 is also a Naughty Dog game. I put The Last of Us. I put the original Last of Us because I still think that game is one of the best of all time in regards to just
beautiful,
fantastic storytelling and just a game that sits with you, right? Like,
I'm gonna cry now.
I mean, it is. There's a reason that it is so universally praised and that it has that smash HBO series now, and so many people are discovering it. Last of Us Part 2 was equally like impactful, but I think the first is just a better encapsulated game. Like, on its own, I think that one lives just a little bit better. And my number 1 favorite PlayStation exclusive is actually, I'm pretty sure, my favorite game of all time right now, and it's Horizon Forbidden West. I had a hard time getting into this series. I bought the original Horizon game, and it took me like 3 tries to really get into it. I didn't get the appeal, and that game was good, but Forbidden West is great. It took everything about the original and made it bigger and better and more beautiful. Just exploring the world, the beasts. I still, to this day, this last week, I turned this game on and I'll just play. I love these big, huge open world games. You mainline that story, and then you still have so much of the world to explore, so many things to do. I don't bleed these games dry. I let them live, and I keep going back to them because I still have missions to do. I still have places to explore. And there's a great feeling of coming home when you play one of those open world games, in that post-credits experience of just going to go back to the world and hang out with Aloy and take down a giant robot Spinosaurus and do some missions and explore. And Horizon Forbidden West is my favorite open world game, possibly my favorite game of all time.
You know what PlayStation has? And it starts with the Uncharted and goes as a through line through all of these games. It's the animations, like the subtle human animations, like when you're against a wall and you're like sneaking, and just the way that the foot and the hip and the hand is sliding over things as you're running. In Uncharted, when he's like shooting the gun just like over, and it's just like haphazardly
Natural
shooting.
and
Yeah, like he stumble. There's like weight to the movement. It's in Uncharted. It's in The Last of Us. When you hit with the brick and you're like, let me just slam this brick with all of my force. And when I hit, I'm going through and finishing the move because I have to, because I need all my strength.
yeah.
And then you have in Horizon, she's creeping down with the bow and like just like sneaking up on somebody. Like this is across the board something in PlayStation games, and I think they've shared their inner workings and their technology or whatever it is of how they're doing this capture, and it is just beautiful. And that's something, that intricacy, that I would like in my Xbox platform games, in other games. Beautiful. Beautiful. God of War is another
Yep.
one. I'm surprised I'm surprised God of War didn't make the list.
This is hard to narrow down to
Yeah.
3, man.
You got some greats.
It's hard to narrow it down to 3. Bird10 asks, if you could only replay one game for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Do you have one, or should I go?
Yeah,
got one.
I've thought about
Okay.
it. It has to be something that has like a sandbox feel, where you can get into the game, build it up, and then start again from square one. So I was thinking of 2, something like a Civilization or a RTS game, or something where it's strategy and you have a long list of allies and factions that you can align yourself with, and skill trees, and that you can play a campaign over and over, similar like a sports game where you could
Yeah.
play and
I
it's
thought about
different every
sports.
time, and something like that. So I would say like a Civilization would be good, or a runner-up would be something like a sandbox Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I mean, how many hours did I put into Roller Coaster Tycoon, where you could just do something different every time? Now I'm gonna do the new map, and I'm gonna have this XYZ thing where I'm on myself, where I can't spend so much money. I'm not gonna use cheat codes. I'm gonna do roller coasters only in this park, like things like that. I think a game like that would have much replayability.
I had the exact same mindset, and I selected The Sims 2. Now, there are many Sims games, and the reason I
Yeah.
picked this one was this was the one that I sunk my hours into. And just like you said, you want something that you can build up, tear down, start again. Not something that's mission based, but something that you do at your own pace and reflects your creativity and what you can put into the world. And man, did I sink some freaking hours into The Sims 2. You can obviously mod the game and have your own music playing in the radio player, or put your own artwork up on the walls, build the biggest, craziest house, and then just fuck with your Sims, make them shit their pants, stuff like that. Endless looping fun. I think you and I are in the same mindset of not something that is like got necessarily a beginning and an end, but just like give me the toys and let me play forever. Final question: if you could live and thrive in a game world, which game would it be?
God of War, the original, not
I
the
know what you're-
remake,
I know
where
what
you're
that
like,
is.
I'm a god, I'm a badass, and I'm just banging,
Banging.
like all the
Yeah.
time. My family's not around to bother me.
They're dead.
I'm just free. I'm just free to do whatever. I'm gonna like just be a savagely, unchained, chained, unchained god. And that's what I want to be. You know what I mean? Just smashing in the little hot tub thing. That's what I want to be. Yeah.
Thinking about it. Still thinking about it. Mine is Animal Crossing New Horizon.
Oh, that would be nice.
Just like what a carefree life of just like,
Wow.
yeah, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I'm gonna go down to the coffee shop and just chill and listen to some tunes. I'm gonna go down to the beach.
Yeah, it's a perfect life.
I
Yeah.
fired that
Pick up.
I fired that
sticks.
game up a couple weeks ago, and like my
Ugh.
villagers were like, Adam, it's been 14 months since we saw you. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Why isn't that game not supported the way that it could be? Why is it not huge?
I will-
Adam? Oh, I want to play that.
I will
game.
tell you, if Nintendo has any brains at all, I don't want a Mario, I don't want a Metroid, I don't want a Smash. I want Switch 2 to launch with a real not next gen, because it'll, current / previous gen, a more modern Animal Crossing experience.
Yeah, less clunky.
How much did you play of this game?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Like, I played Animal Crossing music for my daughter as the first music she ever heard when she was born, because I'm like, I want her to experience this as music for the first time. So I played like the Good Morning, 6 a.m. song for, and it was a beautiful moment. It's a great game. I played quite a bit. It got a little daunting when it's like, okay, well, now to build this bridge, you got to do, like, it was like, you're going to make me jump through a billion hoops to make this divot in the ground.
I will say though, I am like strangely attached to my island. Like I don't let anybody move. I don't change much of the infrastructure now that I've got it the way I want it. And like every once in a while I'll just go back and just walk around and be like, hey friends. So like I'd fucking live there for sure. I'd live on my island, no doubt.
100%.
All right. Well, let's talk about a game that you've been playing.
Yes.
Which surprisingly just came to Game Pass. Actually came to like basically all the platforms, but notably it is on Game Pass. Let's talk about Octopath Traveller 2.
So Octopath Traveller 2 recently shadow dropped onto Game Pass, and it was very surprising because Octopath Traveller 1 and 2 are pretty well received, and I just decided to dip in. So Octopath Traveller 1 released in 2018. The sequel, Octopath Traveller 2, originally released in 2023. So February of 2023. Interestingly enough, it just hit Game Pass just a couple days ago. So this was before the Xbox Game Showcase. All of a sudden, Octopath Traveller 1 and 2 were available. And I was like, you know what? I'm in a little bit of a lull. Let me go ahead and try Octopath Traveller 2 because I played the first one. The first one was disappointing on a lot of aspects. The JRPG slog of the storytelling, it was just like, I don't care about this. There's too much exposition. The stories were just not interesting. The combat was like, okay, I feel like this is very grindy, and it's a beautiful game with this HD 2D coat of paint, the graphic style that this franchise has, but it didn't keep me. I'm like, I wanted to like it. Octopath Traveller 2 is fantastic.
Really?
It's better in every way. And I am hooked on it, which I was not expecting. The writing has gotten better and more succinct, and the stories are more interesting. So they're told in a way, and they have very emotional moments that really pull you in. So before I was like, I just like the battle system and the flashiness of the magic coming down and all the sprites and bright colors. But now I can't tell if I want to get back to the story or if I want to play the gameplay, which is it's a great pull between the two. The way that the leveling system works is I feel like I'm gaining something every time I pick up the controller. So the levels come very fast. All of a sudden, just the first 6 hours that I've played so far, I'm now up to 3 party members because you can recruit them as you go. And things are just getting so deep and complex. I'm unlocking new skills and new hidden skills and just getting new job classes and swapping them out and learning other skills through that. And it's just like, wow, this is a lot deeper and a lot more challenging. So when I come up to an enemy type, at first you see them and it's like, okay, what are they about? How do I get to their weakness? And then when you see them later, it's like you have that, oh, I can take them out now in one over leveled sweep. So it's very interesting for someone like me who was always interested in the older Final Fantasy franchise titles that I didn't go back and play, like, 1, 2, 3. These are, just going back to that old school turn-based JRPG, I was like, can I like that type of game? And this is just excellent. Do you like the older Final Fantasy games, like 1, 2, 3, 4?
I do, but like I struggle because they are the type of game that younger me like lived for. And
Yes, 100%.
and now I've really attached myself to like the faster and more time considerate experience of like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, where it's more action oriented, it's more pick up and play. And these older school games, they're like reading a book. It's like the same struggle I have sitting down to read a book, where it's just like my brain's got to do a million things. I constantly got to be moving. So I'm curious if this being a new take on an old concept, like, does it have modern quality of life improvements, or does it feel like you're playing a game from the 90s?
I am so happy to say that it does not feel like a slog in the way that those older games were. There's plenty of save points. The action is just very quick. You can speed up the battle
Okay,
system if you
that's good.
want, from 1 speed to 2. You can fast forward through the cutscenes. So if you want them to play out faster, you
They're all
can.
voice acted
And
too,
people
right?
will talk faster. Oh, the voice acting is
Yeah.
fantastic. I debated going Japanese voice acting, but I went English, and I wasn't very like I'm not. I love that I picked the English. It worked out, and it was very interesting to hear all of the voice work. Like, it gets very emotional in just the first 3 stories that I've experienced, and I hear that it is overall the quality of the stories continue to be really good. And I played Octopath Traveller 1. I went through again similar. Every story was just like, oh, this is so slow.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I don't care about what this is happening. It's too old school, and the modern conveniences are there, and they listened, and I'm surprised. And I did hear that it was well received, but I'm surprised that it didn't get the acclaim that I thought it deserved. If you look at it like on reviews and stuff, it is better than the first across the board when people look at the 2. But it's just night and day. Amazing.
We talked last episode about how Square Enix is having a more multi-platform approach going forward. So hopefully Octopath Traveler 2 will have great success on PlayStation and Xbox, being on Game Pass, and maybe the next one will launch across, because there's no reason this game can't exist on all platforms. If it can live on Switch, it certainly can live on PS5 and Xbox. So I'm excited to see them do this. I hope you guys get the pixel remasters. That's what you really need on Xbox.
Yeah.
You need those pixel remasters. What about like the class system and like the magic system? Does it have something equivalent to Final Fantasy where there's like summons or?
Oh yes, Adam. Adam, just you have to at least dip your toe into this game. You have to give it a chance. The visual aspects of like how powerful and hard hitting the magic is. There's a boost system, so every time you act, you can bank a boost point. So you can unleash an attack as a level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then when you do a fire attack as a level 4 fire attack, all the animations change and the screen kind of shifts and it goes shoo, bah, and then like the enemies will like dissolve and like sweep away like you disintegrated them, and it's just like beautiful.
Yeah,
and then the
2D HD,
the set pieces, the cities, the lights, you can hit one button and it changes from night to day. That changes aspects of the gameplay, so you can see this beautiful city at night with all the lights shining in from the inside of the homes. And then the music is phenomenal. Those like the fact that I forgot I didn't even really get into that, because the gameplay and the story being good somehow took front and center when I was talking, but the music and the visuals are just incredible. I think you would love this game, and I think you should try it.
Standalone, or is it like a follow-up to the first game?
No, don't play the first game. Just go to this game.
Is it connected in
it's
any
a
way,
new
or
cast.
is it just totally?
With a like, I don't want to spoil it, but like in a slight way,
Okay.
I believe. But completely, you can take it as a completely standalone game, and you're gonna get just as much out of it.
You're tickling my butthole with this. Talking about
You
this
gotta
game,
do
'cause-
it. Oh, I know you'll
Oh,
love it.
man.
I know you will.
All right.
You're gonna love it.
I'm putting it on my short list there. I'll put it on my birthday list. Maybe I'll get it for my.
Sure.
Maybe I'll be a good boy and I'll get it for my birthday. All right. Well, that sound means it's the caboose. It's the end of the show where we give you a recommendation of something outside of the world of video games that we think you will enjoy. I watched a movie that I loved, and I think you'll love it too. I hope you either have seen it or will watch it soon. It's called Bullet Train. Have you seen Bullet Train?
No.
With Brad Pitt.
I've not heard of this.
Brad Pitt plays a fixer stuck on a bullet train cruising through the Tokyo city, and it's full of assassins and criminals, and it is a...
This is a joke, right?
No, you've never heard of Bullet
this
Train? This comes from the
I'm
production
looking
studio that made John Wick, I believe. And it is like, it's got a little bit of Tarantino where there's all these crazy characters in it. And it's this big unraveling crime story set in a Japanese bullet train. It's funny, it's bloody and brutal, and it is fast. And you'll love it. You will love it. You've got Hulu, right?
Yeah, I got Hulu. Why haven't I heard about
Watch this movie
like,
tonight
at
with your
all?
wife. You will fucking love it. I guarantee it. It is so good. Brad Pitt is just on fire in this movie. He's hilarious and bumbling, but like also like a funny from an action hero kind of sense. Fish out of water. Oh my god. Plus it's got some great Japanese sights and sounds. If you want to see,
Is Sandra Bullock in this?
I don't want to spoil too much. There's a lot of people in this
Good
movie,
Lord.
in like small bits, large bits.
Okay, you
The
got
movie
me.
unravels
Alright.
in a way where it like jumps back and forth from character to character, and then you slowly start to see how the dots get connected, and you start to understand what the story is that's happening. It's so good. Bullet Train, watch it.
Okay.
Hulu.
I
What's
hear
in
you.
your caboose?
So I finally got back to reading, and I don't remember if I was able to share this, but there is a author called Neil Gaiman, and he has written like Sandman the comic series. He has a number of other novels, but one of them, the one that I've been reading, is called Neverwhere, and it's definitely like a beautifully written Tim Burton-esque world that he's created here with the kind of like a Stranger Things upside down feel to it. Neil Gaiman has also written Good Omens, American Gods, things that have been adapted for TV.
Very
and
prolific
film.
author.
Yeah, so Neil Gaiman, I would say that Neverwhere is a good place to start. It reminds me of like, in a way, of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that the way that the language is used is just so above other things that I've written, where it's just the prose and the descriptions of the world and just the feel of where he wants to put you and the sense of like unease and strangeness is just unmatched. So Neil Gaiman, anything by him, but Neverwhere is a really good story if you're interested in such things. So
Fantastic. Well, those are two recommendations we have for you. We hope you enjoy it. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Megadads Live. Thanks for watching here on youtube.com/Megadads or listening on your podcast player of choice. Make sure you check us out on Threads at Megadads. You can join our Discord where we have all sorts of fun stuff. We talk about butterflies touching butts and all sorts of things. And you can even support the show at patreon.com/Megadads for as little as $1 a month, or you can even just join the free version and see what we got over there. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next time on Megadads Live.